Welcome back to another video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Holly, and on this channel I discuss narcissism, narcissistic abuse, abstinence, and from time to time I do deviate from the topics at hand, and I discuss topics that are of interest to me. Ladies, do not ignore the red flags. If you know your worth and your value as a woman, especially if you have been narcissistically abused or hurt in the past, the minute you see red flags, you're done. You're done. You disengage. You move on. That man ain't gonna hear from you no more. You don't explain nothing. You're out of there. Hey, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You are out of there. You're out of there. You know, me personally, I do fall in love quickly. But my last relationship was narcissistically abusive. He hurt me. And although I do fall in love, I lose interest very, very quickly. It don't take much. I fall out of love with a man very quickly. It does not take much. I don't care how fine he is. When when I'm seeing red flags with a man, narcissistic behaviors, especially if it's some of the same behaviors that I noticed with my ex, I'm done. I'm done. And there's no reconciliation. There will be no reconciliation. When a man starts playing mind games with me, when he starts playing games, I'm out of there. If a man tries to make me feel insecure in any way, I'm done. I'm not going to share what my red flags are, but when a man is displaying them to me, when a new love interest is displaying them to me, I'm done. I am done. I don't have to take time to think about it. The red flags are there for a reason. I don't have to sit up there and think, should I move on from this man? I mean, it's a red flag. So if you truly know your worth, you will move on. It don't take much for me. I've been through the fire, and once I see narcissistic behaviors, I move on very quick, because I'm not going to go through another narcissistically abusive relationship again. Most men are narcissists. So when I spot red flags and narcissistic behaviors, a man starts playing mind games with me, or starts, he tries to make me feel insecure in any way, I'm done. I know that man is not the one. Don't be so desperate for a man that you ignore his red flags and narcissistic behaviors, because guess what? That's going to cost you later on. I ignored my narcissistic ex's red flags and narcissistic behaviors early on, and guess what? It cost me years of emotional unavailability, years of heartbreak, years of emotional distress, years of trauma, years of depression. He broke me. So don't ignore red flags, ladies, especially if you've been hurt in the past. Learn from that experience. If you've been hurt in the past or narcissistically abused, and you're seeing narcissistic behaviors with a new love interest, and you continue to engage with him and entertain him, that's on you. You're going to go through narcissistic abuse again. If you want to be narcissistically abused again, just with a new man, but the same cycle of abuse, then that's on you. You don't know your worth. If you ignore, narcissistic behaviors and red flags, and you don't truly know your worth. And sometimes it will take you getting hurt. Sometimes it will take you, you might have to experience narcissistic abuse for you to learn from that and learn your worth. I'm abstinent. I've been abstinent for over 5 years. I don't play games with men. I don't play with men. I don't play when it comes to my heart. I don't play with it when it comes to my heart space. I have to protect my heart. I've been hurt before. I've been heartbroken before, and it took me many years to, heal from my heartbreak. And so I don't play around. When I see red flags, I don't care how good looking a man is. When I spot red flags, or if I'm seeing the same but narcissistic behaviors that I noticed with my ex, and he's playing games with me, he's trying to make me feel insecure or trying to make me feel jealous in any way, I'm done. I'm done. You know, hey, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I am moving on. I'm out of there. I'm going to wave my white flag and peace out. Because, you know, I'm only getting older. I don't have time to be playing games with these birds out here. When I spot red flags with these birds out here, you know, narcissistic behaviors, hey, I'm done. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know, I'm not afraid to be single. I'm not afraid to be alone. You know, I'm not desperate for a man at this point in my life. You know, I'm just not. So, you know, I'm not going to ignore a red flag, you know, just because, you know, I'm desperate for a man. Don't ignore red flags. Don't be so desperate for a man that you ignore, you know, red flags and narcissistic behaviors. Don't ignore red flags because you think a man is handsome or he's fine or he's attractive or he has a lot of women, you know, who wants him. You know, there's plenty of men out here, you know, just know your worth. Know your worth. You know, when a man is displaying narcissistic behaviors, when you're seeing red flags, that is the perfect test. That will test you. That will test if you know your worth. Let me rephrase that. So if you have a new love interest, you know, you're dating someone new and you're seeing red flags or narcissistic behaviors and you clearly see it, it's going to test whether or not you actually truly know your value and your worth. And if you ignore it and just, you know, sweep it under the rug, turn a blind eye to it, you don't truly know your worth. You don't have to bring it up to him. You don't have to, you know, explain anything. You know, me, when I see red flags with a guy that I'm interested in, that I like, I'm seeing red flags, narcissistic behaviors, I don't bring it up. I don't say nothing. I just move on. I just lose interest. Women who know their worth do not ignore red flags. You know, women who know their worth do not ignore red flags and narcissistic behaviors. Women who know their worth. Matter of fact, I'm going to title the thumbnail of this video is going to be titled "Women Who Know Their Worth Lose Interest in a Man Very Quickly," or "Women Who Know Their Worth Lose Interest Quickly." So me personally, I lose interest very, very quickly in a man. You know, I fall in love quick with a man, but I fall out of love, you know, quicker. You know, I lose interest just as quick. Almond milk banana smoothie to break my fast. Today's my feast day. So most of the time I start off my feast days with a almond milk banana smoothie. You have to start off your prolonged fast if you are doing prolonged fast, 24 hours or longer. I do alternate day fasting. I fast for 36 hours every other day. So you can't just come off of a prolonged fast and eat a large meal. It will result in digestive issues such as gas and diarrhea because your digestive system is still asleep. Because you fasted for, you know, a long period of time, your digestive system is not in use. So you have to slowly reintroduce easily digestible foods back into your digestive system, and then you have your first meal. So I'm gonna have my first meal probably in about an hour, 2 hours. So yes, ladies, don't ignore red flags with these birds out here. Don't. These men out here, you know, these men out here will play with you, especially if men can sense when you're desperate. Men can sense when they have you right where they want you. Men can sense when you are desperate and you're not going to go anywhere. And that's when a man will, will take you for granted, and that's when he will start, you know, that's when he will take you for granted. So don't be the type that, you know, like some little puppy where you ain't gonna ever leave that man. Don't be a puppy dog. When you spot red flags with the man, you move on. You move on. Because the red flags are there for a reason. The red flags, you know, red flags will turn into narcissistic abuse. They will turn into narcissistic abuse. You know, ignoring red flags will lead to problems in the relationship later on. It will always lead to you getting hurt. It will always lead to you getting hurt. So I don't want to make this video too long. Don't ignore the red flags, ladies. If you truly know your worth and value as a woman, you're going to move on and disengage. You're going to disengage. You're going to withdraw your energy from that man. Move on. You know, it doesn't matter if you hurt his feelings. It doesn't matter. You know, you have to protect your heart space. You have to protect your heart. You know, you have to know your worth. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket with one man. You know, even if you really like this guy, if you are seeing red flags and narcissistic behaviors, that should be the end of it. You should be done. You know, I lose interest very quickly. It don't take much. You know, I fall in love easy, you know, with a man that if I really like him. But if I'm starting this, if he starts playing games, you know, tries to make me feel insignificant, if I'm seeing red flags, hey, I'm moving on. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next upload.